Okay. All right. You can hear me. How's it sound, everybody? You can see me. I think you've been able to see me the last minute or so while I was tinkering with this guy, but I don't really know what I'm doing, like I said. Anyway, good morning. Happy Friday. I see a little bit of chit chat going on in here. Jared, I don't know. We're going to start this morning off. It's a bad morning already. But everyone, let's see. How is your day going so far? Let me get everything situated. But yeah, start throwing in those questions for you or for me, and so that I can answer them. And yeah, let me know how your morning's going. What are you guys going to do this weekend? We got any plans to ride? What's going on? And I'm going to make sure you guys can hear me. Do I hear Douglas noises? Yeah, we hear Douglas noises. Audio, everything sounds good. Okay, cool. Now we just need... How's the quality? Look at this. Woo! Okay. Anyway, guys, what are we doing this weekend? Who's in here? I'm going to go shout out everyone that's in here. And then we're going to get right into talking about what Jared has going on, because that is no good. Okay. So I went to watch the stream on my own, and it was like really low quality. So if I look low quality, you guys can change it on YouTube. I'm sure you know that. But I just found out. Did we see that the Colt bikes are in stock right now? I need to do a post about it. These are sick. These colors are dope. I feel like they're going to sell out fast. Look at this Gateway with the camo tires. Oh my God. Whew. All right. I can't even control my excitement. So guys, look, this is my old phone. We got, we just bought a phone. But look at all these cameras. 3 cameras. I got a couple of like Insta clips on it, and it's pretty solid. I like the quality. The coolest thing is the stabilization, because if like I'm running and filming, it stays pretty stable, and that's impressive. So guys, the Instagram clips are going to get a 1-up here. I'm starting to ride a little bit more. I haven't been able to ride very much, but we're getting back into it now. My ankle feels a little bit better. And crazy story. So like I trimmed my beard, right? And I found it's a size 7 on the trimmers. And then I was like, I'll put it on and like get up here. Can you see this? Anyway, then what I did is like I decided to shave here and with the 7, and I didn't really notice. And then I was looking at it, I was like, oh my God. So it's like this thing that I do whenever I try and fix my car is always worse off than it was when I started, because I'm just not very good at it, I guess. And so I was going to fix my hair. I was like, I could just cut my own hair, right? And I stopped myself. I said, wait a minute. This probably would have turned out just like my car. Like I'd try and fix my haircut, and then my hair would just be way worse off than it was before. So anyway, there's a little laugh for your Friday. I left it. We're going to have to, I don't know. We'll just ignore it. If you guys are wondering what's going on, that's what's going on. So the first one here in the chat, we got, I think it's Jared, and Jared is having a bad day. Yep. Jared is here. Rado. We haven't seen Rado in a hot minute. Marvin is Marvin was in the thing probably before before 1,000 subscribers. I don't know. Marvin's been in the lives for a long time, and we haven't seen him for a little bit. So Rado, Marvin, Lucas hopped in, Beekza, all these old guys. I mean, not old guys, but these guys that are on the live when I first started are back in the live today. So what's up, guys? It's good to see you all. But Jared says that his Devotion and his daughter's bike got stolen last night. He left the garage open for a couple of hours on accident. And dude, that sucks so bad. And I wish there was some way we could all help you out and find that freaking bike. And it's like the craziest thing, I don't know. So I'm in a lot of like community groups on like for our community here in Las Cruces, and you just see some of the craziest things. It's like every day, my dad's trailer was stolen. This girl was held at knife point, and this is a pretty small town. And so like the moral of the story is that stuff is getting pretty sketchy. It seems like, I don't know, maybe it's just the hype. Like maybe it's always been sketchy like this. And like, anyway, my what I'm getting at is I feel like crime and stuff is kind of increasing, and we got to be more careful. We got to be careful when we're riding street. We got to be careful with our bikes. I've never had my bike stolen, knock on wood, but sometimes I leave it in my car. And then sometimes I forget to lock my car, and like, I just think about it when I go out there and I'm like, oh my God, imagine if it got stolen. Like that would be I couldn't even imagine that, because one, you feel helpless, right? You have to dish out the money for a new bike, and there's almost nothing you can do about it. Now we did have, in the last live, we talked a little bit about that, like what to do when your bike gets stolen, because I gave some tips about how to try and find it. You want to look on Facebook Marketplace. You want to look on Craigslist, anywhere that you can, that people would try and resell a bike that they stole. Even pawn shops, like depending how crazy you want to get on it, it's the chances that they stole it for themselves to ride is very unlikely. Usually it's you steal something and you flip it for a little bit of a profit. But I wanted to read you guys this comment because I thought it was pretty hilarious. It was on that video. It was by Thunder Horse. And okay, here we go. There's some slight profanity here, so cover your ears. But Thunder Horse says, that's exactly what happened to me. A grown-ass 45-year-old man stole my bike off my front porch when I was 12, and dude lived in the same condos I lived in. All he did was do a half-ass spray paint job on it and actually thought he was going to get away with it. Until the day my uncle, who just got done serving a 7-year prison sentence, saw him riding my freshly painted bike, in which he stopped him and called me over to verify that it was in fact my bike, which I did. And then he told me to go home and he'd be back in a few minutes with my bike. Oh no, I lost my spot. Hold on. About 10 minutes later, my uncle arrived with the bike along with 2 bloody, wadded up $20 bills and said the dude was really sorry for stealing my bike and the money was for a new paint job. One of the best moments of his life. So moral of the story, if you have an uncle that just got done serving a prison sentence, maybe he can help you find your bike and get you some extra money. But moral of the story is, like, your bike is out there somewhere, Jared, and I really hope you're able to find it. But I mean, the good news, the 2022 Colt bikes are out and the Panza white looks sick. I like the white with a little bit of a blue. And I don't know, man, dude, that's so tough. I hope you find it, because both of them, because that'd be the best case scenario. I'll even look around on like Marketplace and tell some friends that I have there to keep their eye out for it. So send me pictures of both of them if you can, Jared, just on Instagram, and I'll kind of pass it around to some of my friends in the area. Okay. All right, cool. So Jared, again, so sorry, man. Sorry to hear that. That's awful. Not mad myself. How about you? Oh, we got Beckham in here. Beckham Harris. Hello. He's been a regular live. He's been in the lives a lot. What is this? Oh, that paper's blowing. So usually what I do is I take the stuff off of my desk here and like throw it on my bed to make my desk look cleaner than it really is. But now the way I have it tilted over is you can see the stuff on my bed. That's funny. I did not make my bed this morning. Usually I do, but ignore that. Eat My Salt says, we appreciate all you do for the BMX community, Doug. Oh, dude, you're welcome. BMX means a lot to me, and it's helped me out more than I could even express. So like getting you guys into the sport and helping you out with BMX is all I do, all I want to do. So all right, everyone's saying the audio sounds good. Beckham says he might have broke his hand last Wednesday. Dude, I've been drinking this Bang. I got hiccups now. Dude, you guys got to be careful. Here's the thing. One thing, let's see. How do I word this? Getting your bike stolen makes me this number one sad, very sad. But getting hurt, when you guys get hurt and you tell me you get hurt, that makes me number 2 sad. Oh my God, I forgot to be recording this. Anyway, now we're recording it. That makes me like, almost as sad as it makes me when you guys get your bike stolen. Hopefully you guys just quit getting hurt, because you just don't. My ankle, like I'd show you if I could lift my feet up that high, so I messed it up like 2 months ago. It's still, I wouldn't say twice the size, but pretty close. It's a lot bigger than my right ankle, and then it still hurts every now and then. And then in Phoenix, I rolled it again, and now I'm just starting to ride again. It feels pretty good. I'm thinking about space braces, and here's the thing: I've never got space braces because I feel like the Space Brace 1.0s were overpriced for what you're getting, because you can get them from like not Best Buy, Big Five Sporting Goods, not Space Brace, but just a different brand, very similar, for like $15, right? Space Brace are very expensive. Now the 2.0s I'd probably invest in, and I'm thinking about it just so I quit messing up this ankle and give it time to heal, but I can still ride. But moral of the story, be careful, don't get hurt, okay? Okay. Beckham was riding a skinny ledge and I wasn't going fast enough, tried to jump over my bike on the grating and my foot clipped my frame and landed on my right hand. Yeah, sounds like you probably broke your right hand. Or, one time I broke this hand right here. So if you look at this. This is crazy. You look how high up this finger comes to my middle finger, okay? It's like, oh wait. Yeah, okay. So look at my two front fingers. And look where this one comes up. It's a lot shorter than this one. This one goes up a lot higher on my fingers. And it's because I broke this metacarpal when I was younger, not riding bikes. I tripped over a basketball hoop and slammed my hand on the ground like that. Bah! And it broke. So it's very possible. Our bones aren't as strong as we think they are. So, dude, heal up quick. Go get a little x-ray and see if that's any good. Lucas may have broken bones but never had an x-ray. That's a good way to look at it, Lucas. I did the same kind of with my ribs, but I had a nice off my bike. Dirt Racer, how you doing, Dirt Racer? I haven't seen you in here in a while either. It's so cool, you guys. All the people that used to be in the lives are back in here. Chad Snowball, what's up, Chad? Chad has been progressing like crazy. Chad, I love seeing all the posts. Are you watching Rampage? I feel like Rampage is going on right now, and we're missing out on Rampage. But we're gonna watch Rampage after the live, okay, guys? Just that channel says, "Hey, everyone, hello." Guys, this might not be I don't see a whole lot of questions, but we only have 10 people watching right now, so maybe we'll get more. Maybe we'll get some questions. I can just tell stories or something. I don't know. Lewis Hellrig says, "Hey, I am trying to learn nose manuals, and sometimes I do it for like 2 to 3 meters, but I always flip over the bars. Do you have any tips?" Here's my thought on that, is that if you're flipping over the bars, you're doing a very good job, because a lot of people pop into the nose manual and they only get like this high and then just let it drop. And so if you're throwing yourself forward enough to get steep and you're actually flipping over, you're halfway there. The main thing you want to do is feel where the bike is at when it flips, because just before that is going to be your balance point. And the whole idea of a manual or a nose manual is shifting your weight so that you stay in that balance point. And actually, look, here's a good idea. Maybe. No. I have a little whiteboard I can draw on, but this wouldn't make sense here. But right before you flip over, that's your balance point. So you have a little bit of room before that point, and you just need to shift your weight back and forth. So since you're flipping over, what you want to do, my biggest tip for you, man, is to stay conscious about what you're doing to get to that point. So if let's say you try 100 different times to nose manual, and every single time you throw your weight into that nose manual with a little bit different effort or a little bit of a different angle, like maybe you're throwing your chest way forward, maybe you're throwing your chest up and sucking your knees up, like there's a bunch of different ways to get into that nose manual. And what you need to do is be thinking about each way that you do it and then figure out which one gets you the most consistent. So if every time you try one, you're doing something a little different, it's going to be hard to replicate it. But if you get into one and it feels really good and you're like, wow, that was a really solid nose manual, like I felt locked in there, you need to replicate what you did to get into it. So you need to apply the same amount of force, throwing yourself forward. You need to suck your knees in the same. You need to push your arms out the same and replicate that. Because once you replicate throwing it up and getting into the nose manual consistently, then you're able to shift all of your focus from getting into the nose manual to focusing on staying in that balance point. And where a lot of people go wrong is like, this is so hard to explain, but so to get into a nose manual, right, you're compressing your body, and there's a million different amounts of compression that you can compress your body beforehand. And then you're throwing your weight forward. You can throw your weight forward harder or softer depending on like how you actually do it. So there's a lot of variation there. And then you're pushing your arms out. There's a lot of variation with how far you push your arms out. You're sucking your knees in. And what you want to do is you want to minimize as much variation as possible. You don't want all that variation. You want everything to be consistent so that you're consistently getting into the nose manual and then shifting around on the balance. That's really hard to explain, and I hope that makes a little bit of sense. But that's so hard to explain, but get into it consistently and then just focus shifting your weight. So that's the biggest tip. I'm sorry it's not coming out how I want it to, or maybe it is. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, but yeah, but there you go. Beckham says, who's your favorite rider? My favorite is going to have to be, my number one pick would be between Kevin Peraza or Logan Martin. I love Kevin's ability to ride Park Street dirt, make it look beautiful. But I also love how consistent Logan Martin is. Here, we're gonna find a video of each of them, and then we're gonna talk about why we love it so much. Hold on, here's a Kevin video. Yeah, okay, this is a pretty good one. You guys, oh, hold on, we gotta shift the focus. Okay, hello, here's Kevin. So the amount of control Kevin has on his bike is like insane. And he just has fun. Look at him smiling. He's just always having a good time on the bike. And this is like weird little jibby stuff, but then he'll go on a huge dirt jump, right? And just send the craziest Superman seat grab you've ever seen. And so his ability to stay balanced and like be able to ride multiple disciplines is very, very impressive to me. And then I just love Logan Martin, the way that he does everything so like a machine, right? Like Logan is literally a machine. Look at this. Machine. This man is a machine. Okay, watch. Look at that. Okay. Oh my God. That's like something hardly anybody's doing. So Logan's crazy too, because he's so consistent. He's so clean, like just crazy. Hardex, what's up, Hardex? Hardex says, question about tire taps on a quarter. Are you supposed to alley-oop into them? This is a good question. This is a really good question. I'm going to make a note of it for a video. Good question. Very good. Very good. Okay. Yes and no. I definitely did, but that's because I didn't have brakes. So when you're getting into your alley-oop, the only way that you're able to hold that tire tap, or a free coaster, I guess, is with like pedal pressure. So if you're coming into it and you're just perfectly straight, like you're going to be able to tire tap. But the alley-oop really helps, because when you alley-oop into it, and you land, your weight's coming back, and so that allows you to plant on that back wheel and pivot it around so that your front tire swings over the coping. If you're not doing that, like you've got to hop a lot more to get into the coping, because the way you land is going to be a little bit farther away from the coping, and you're not pivoting. So when you alley-oop into it, it locks you into the tire tap like really perfectly with the pedal pressure, but it also pivots the front wheel. Now, with that being said, camera focus, with that being said, you want to also make sure you're not alley-ooping too hard, because a lot of people, get into the alley-oop and they're pivoting so far that it's really hard for them to actually drop in. So keep it moderate, but the alley-oop does help. You don't have to do it, but it does help. I think if you have brakes, you don't necessarily want to alley-oop, but I've never really ridden brakes, so correct me if I'm wrong. Jared says, I can't decide if I should build a bike or buy a bike. Any thoughts? And Lucas says, if you can afford it, build one. Lucas is right on. Because camera. Anyway, yeah, let's see. Buying a complete bike, there's just different levels of quality of everything. And generally the parts that come on a complete bike, even if they're full chromoly, they're not going to be the same level of quality as the ones that you buy aftermarket. Now, the We the People Envy, the We the People Battleship, the Sunday Soundwave, those bikes are really high end, and those are using custom parts, aftermarket parts. But like the Kink Cloud, the Sunday X, those are just general parts, and they're not going to be near as strong as the parts that you would buy building your own custom. So that's really the way to go if you're concerned about quality and you're concerned about geometry. Like for a brand new rider getting into the sport, I would say not to build one, because you need to get on the bike and you just need to see if you like it. A lot of people get into the sport and don't last. Like they only ride for a year, they ride for 6 months, and they quit or whatever. And that would be dumb to spend $1,800 on a custom bike only to ride for a year or so, when you could get the same amount of experience on a complete and feel the sport out. So that would be like the only reason not to buy a custom. Now, if you are serious about BMX, you plan to ride for a long time, you want to have a nice looking, high quality bike, you want to be able to custom tailor the specs for you. Like sometimes you might want a 52 millimeter reach on the stem. Sometimes you might want 48. You might want 25 millimeter offset on the forks, or you might want 32. And so when you're building your own custom, you can tweak that geometry to be literally perfect for you. Whereas when you buy a complete, it's not going to be that. You just kind of get it and you get used to it. So yeah, they're very expensive, but if you have the money, that's definitely the way to go. Eat My Salt says, I ride by myself most of the time, so I use a tripod to get clips. Any tips on camera placement so I can get larger lines in one shot without needing a cameraman? Okay, this is really good. And actually, I'm curious about this too, because what you want, two things. You want a phone that films in 4K, because then you can use an app and you can zoom in, you can scale it, and you can pan it so that it follows you along and it looks like somebody's filming you. And if it's only on 1080, when you zoom it and scale it, it's not going to be very high quality afterwards. So Trey Bikes, do you guys know Trey Bikes? This is my friend Trey. He is crazy. And what I want to show you is a couple of his clips, because this is what Trey does, and he makes edits like this. And I think it's really impressive to me, because this is exactly how he does it. And I need to ask him. He told me the app. I can't remember what the app is, but look, okay, so here's a Trey clip. Oh, hold on. We're on spot focus. Hold on. All right, hold on. You guys, here we go. This is going to be a Trey clip, and this is all self-filmed. So like I said, he self-films this, but see the camera slowly following with him. It's panning, it's zooming. Now it's going to zoom out. It looks really good. And Trey's got crazy tricks, but I'll text him right now and I'll ask him what app he uses. And if he gets back to me by the time the live's over, then I'll get back to you, because I don't know what it is, but he was showing me, like, he just goes out, he sets up his tripod, he films it. So he films the whole thing so it's in view, but it's not very close, right? And then afterwards he can edit the clip to zoom the camera in on each part and kind of follow him. So let's see. All right, we just text him. We'll see what he says. We'll see if he gets back to me. I'm all congested. I haven't had any water yet this morning. Hold on, let me drink some water. Water. And usually I have like a tablecloth blocking this so it's darker in the back, but I took it off. So we got a little different lighting. I decided to use the purple light today. Maybe that's making it look weird. I feel like I look all sickly, and it's probably because it's the purple light. Green light, that's terrible. I like this color. We could have it change. That's kind of cool. ASMR. Oh, Trey already replied. Trey is freaking on it. Okay. Now we're going to leave that color. Okay, it's called Video Zoom. Okay, Video Zoom. Trey, thank you. Guys, follow Trey right now because of that. Okay, this is Trey_bikes. You guys see that? Trey_bikes. Go follow Trey and say that Douglas sent you and see what he says. He's literally the nicest guy I've ever met that rides bikes. So nice. Hold on. I gotta say thank you. Okay, cool. There we go. We got that out of the way. Lucas, this is a good idea though. Lucas says bring $5 and pay a skater to film you. It's a good idea. I always feel awkward. Like I'll never ask anyone to film just because, okay, imagine this. Eat My Salt goes up, says, hey, here's $5. Can you film me? And then homie runs away with his phone. Then you lost $5. You lost your phone. That's a terrible idea. Just kidding. Most people aren't like that, but sometimes they are. Anyway, I'm going to get that app too and probably go self-film some stuff because riding by yourself, I do enjoy riding by yourself. And here's another thing I hate is I hate when people ask me to film. And now hold on. It's not because I hate the homies. Like I support them and I want them to get cool stuff. But this is always my rule. Hey, could you film? Like it's only going to take a few tries. And I'm like, do it right now. Show me its first try and I'll film. And if they can't do it, like I'm like, no, dude, get it better. And that's just how I film things. Now I think everyone's kind of opposite of me, but if I want something filmed, it's like a 3-try thing at most. And if I'm taking something that I'm working on that's like a million try thing, then maybe I'll set up a tripod and just film all the attempts. But I know what's going to take me 1 try and what's going to take me 100 tries. And I would never ask the homie to film me 100 try trick. And then like their whole session's dead after that, you know? And so I would never do that because I hate when that happens to me. I'm riding, I'm having a good time. They want me to film, I film, and it takes 100 hours and it's like, but that's just me. I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm really nice, but I'm also impatient, I guess. So there you go. Okay. I missed some questions. Hold on. I missed some questions. I got to hit the questions. All right, we're back. Just That Channel says, what are some good street bikes that have 20.75 or 20-inch top tube? Okay, I've got to double check. The Cult Devotion, good street bike, 21-inch top tube. Last year it came with pegs. It comes with pegs again this year. The Kink Switch is a 20.75. It comes with a free coaster, 4-piece bars, and pegs. I think 4 pegs. I can't remember. The We the People Battleship is a 20.75. It's a really good street bike. There's a lot in those sizes. Like there are a lot. What I would recommend, man. Here, let me. I have this score sheet, and the way that the score sheet works is I rank bikes based on how good they are for different things. And so like some bikes might score a 5 in street, but only a 1 in park and a 2 in dirt, but they have a 10 quality. And there's a lot. So anyway, go fill this out and I'll send you the sheet. And then you can literally compare all the bikes. Like I just did it today to sort them by park specific, because I sent out an email that the We the People Versus is back in stock, and so you could sort them by park specific, and it's like the We the People Versus scored a 10 and it had a 10 quality, so it's like that is a really good choice, where the Fit Street scored an 8 point something in park, but it only scored a 3 in quality. So it's like, oh well, that one's good for park if you don't need a really high quality bike, you know. So that score sheet helps a lot of people out, and so definitely check that out. Okay. BMX Sickness, what's up, Brian? How you doing, man? Brian says to build a bike, it costs a bit more, but it's well worth it. Amen, Brian. Beckham likes Chris Kyle. Okay, guys, let me know who your guys' favorites are. I told you my favorites. It looks like you all threw yours in, but we got more people in here. So who are your favorite riders? I'm just curious. Don't say Dougster Bub because that doesn't count. Say a real rider. I'm washed up. You guys want to see a line I did? I'll show you before I post it on Instagram. Not this one. No, let's see. I'll show you me crashing. Oh, Alexa's gonna play from Dougster Bub.
You've turned him or her down.
Oh my god. Hold on. Okay, here we go. I blame that kid, but all right, here's a different line. Oh, it's all blurry, but pretend it's not blurry. Look at that little wall ride. Oh my god. Oh wow. See, that was like a 4-try line because I kept messing up, and that's kind of annoying. But anyway, don't say me. I was like, why am I talking about this? Anyway, don't say me as your favorite rider. That's what I was saying. I'm trying to figure out what we're talking about here. Marvin is back. Yeah, Marvin, what have you been up to? Have you been riding? Like, fill us in, Marvin. Fill us in the last 6 months of your life. Just that channel says I'm new to BMX and just want to complete because it's cheaper and easier. I couldn't always add my own parts when I get more. Oh, couldn't I always add my own parts when I get more experience? Yes. And that's the way it's going to happen for a lot of people. What I mostly see is the older guys getting back into the sport, have a little more money, and they just want to get a nice bike that's not going to give them any headaches. Whereas like for me, for example, when I was getting into it, I started off on like a $200 bike or $300 bike. Parts broke. I'd kind of upgrade it, and then the frame broke. So then I bought a $400 bike, and then upgraded parts till the frame broke. Then bought a $600 bike, and then upgraded parts until the frame broke. And then by then, I think I finally just bought a frame and I could build a custom. But it took me like 3-4 years, 4 different bikes, and like turning through them. And one of the biggest reasons for this is because I didn't understand different levels of quality. I just buy a bike that looked cool, and then this is what I got. And I assumed that price kind of had an impact on the quality, but it wasn't necessarily always true, as we see here looking at the bikes. And so if I had someone to say, hey, I loved riding street at the time, right? And I would consider myself probably a beginner, almost mid-level rider. And if I had someone to say, oh, these are good bikes for you, like that would have saved me so much time and money, because I got like a Black Eye Colorado that's a park specific bike, and I rode street. And so it's like, because I had no idea. And that's why this is like such a passion thing for me, is getting you guys that information. So moral of the story, just the channel. That's the way it works usually, is you get a bike and then you upgrade parts as you go, as things break. So like your wheel might bend, then you're going to get a new wheel. Your pedals might break, then you're going to get new pedals. Your bars might bend. And eventually over time you have a custom. You have a custom. But if getting into it you can just afford the custom, like that really is the best way to go. Oh, we got to drop the channel in the chat. I feel like you already found him, but we're going to. That's the homie Trey. We're talking BMX. Yeah, I have a lot of Canadian homies here. Brian, Lucas is in Canada. Who else is in Canada? There's a lot of Canada guys here. The Mound says, hey Doug, looking for a BMX to dirt jump, got an intermediate level budget. What would you recommend? When I think about dirt specific bikes, there's really only two that come to mind, like right off the bat. And it's the Fit Trail, which is going to be the beginner level bike, but it's designed specifically for dirt jumping. So it's going to have that bigger geometry, dirt specific tires. It's going to have better gearing. It's going to have a 30-10. So it's going to give you a little bit more of a top speed, but less acceleration. And it's just really good dirt specific. But the quality is not very good on the Fit Trail. So if you're a beginner, go with that. But then the only other option, like again, dirt specific, would be the We the People Revolver. And that is $1,000 high end dirt specific bike. It's got the different gearing. It's got the bigger geometry. It's a really solid bike, but I'm going to assume that that's over your budget. But here's another problem is I think the Revolver is in stock. I think the Revolver is in stock, and I don't think that the Trail is in stock. So I'm going to send you the Revolver. It's $1,200. I don't think that fits into your intermediate level budget. But for like pump tracks, for trails, for any kind of dirt jump, this is a really good choice. If you're looking to spend a lot of money and have a really high quality bike, I'm going to send this. Hold on. Oh my God. Let me find it. What is going on right now? Oh, it's right here. I'm dumb. My brain is not working today. Like I'm not firing on all cylinders. All right. Here, this is the Revolver. I'm going to check if the Trail's in stock too, just to help you out. But let's see. I know Fit's 2022 line hasn't come out yet, and their 2021 Trail is sold out. Other than that, like dirt specificity, that's really it. You could always get some other bikes, and or like get a bike that's kind of close to it, and then upgrade it. Let me look on the score sheet and see what bikes score high for dirt. Okay, let's do that real quick, just to help you out, because it's confusing, right? Like. Even for me now, being in the sport so long, I get confused looking at all these different things. So, and to be fair, guys, this isn't like a Bible, right? If a bike, say Park, scores a 10 on Park, then it's like that is subjective to what you enjoy about Park. Like when I score the bikes for Park, I'm looking at really responsive Logan Martin, Kyle Baldock, Alex Colborn type Park riding. But people like Dean Cusan and Chris Fox, the way they ride Park, it's going to score a little bit differently. But anyway, high scoring dirt bikes. The Fly Orion is a good one. That's definitely, I don't know. I think I saw Flies in stock somewhere. Let's see. On Source, maybe. Yeah, Fly bikes are really, I love Fly bikes. Yeah, they're sold out. But look at Fly Orion, We the People Revolver, Fly Scion, and the Fit Trail. Those would kind of be the top four that I would say for you. Oh, the Sabrosa Malum is good too. And that's actually going to be the best intermediate one. That's $540. but I don't think they're in stock anywhere. Sabrosa Malum, okay, M-A-L-U-M, Malum, yeah. Douglas ASMR increases. I get weird compliments on like the way I sound on here, and it's creepy, but oh well, you know, I should do some ASMR. Brian says, when are you going to make your way to Vancouver? Where's Vancouver? El Paso to Vancouver. Let's see. It's a $350 flight, and it's 8 hours. Oh my God. I don't know. I'd love to go where, I can't remember where Harvester is, but go over there and just hang out with, like, I don't know, ride with some of the Canadian guys. Camera. Jared, you could call Randy at Unity and see if he's there. Like, maybe he's at the shop already, and then he could help you out. Lewis says the We the People reason is a good street bike. It has 4 hub guards, 2 pegs, free coaster, 20.75 inch top tube, and 4-piece bars. And you are correct, Lewis. That is a really good street bike. One thing that, in my opinion, I think the reason was just slightly overpriced compared to some of the other bikes that year, and similar priced bikes. But all in all, it's not that bad. Street specificity, it's a really good choice for sure. But I don't think it had double wall rims, and that was aggravating to me. It was so expensive, and it only had 1 double wall rim. Yeah, sometimes it gets blurry. I don't know, man. It's kind of it decides to focus on this instead of my face. So yeah, the autofocus is on the mic. Who's Mike? Just kidding. Okay, I have it now. It'll focus on me. So now, like, look, blurry. Anyway, guys, do we have any more questions? What are we at right now? 50 minutes. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Oh, Gregory. Hi. Can I ask a question here? Gregory, go crazy. What's your question? Is that your question, Gregory? He says, what camera lens are you using, by the way? Great quality. It's a Sony A7C. It's a pretty solid camera. I really like it. And the lens is just a 16mm Sigma. Just the channel. Have a good one, man. Peace out. Oh, Harvester's in Ontario. I think that's a different direction. Mike on the mic. All right, guys, I'm all caught up on your questions. This was fun. This was a pretty fun live. What I want you guys to do, I always tell you to do something after the live, but Jared, find your bike, number one. But go out and ride, guys. Have fun. Winter is coming. It's getting colder here. It's getting colder here in New Mexico, and I'm like, oh my God, I hate winter. Crashing hurts a lot more when you're cold. That's just how it is. So I hate winter, and winter's coming. So get out there, guys, and ride some BMX this weekend. Enjoy it, and tag me in your clips. I just want to see some clips of some cool stuff, whether it's backflip, whether it's pull-up bar, whether it's bunny hop. I don't care. I just want to see you guys riding, see you progress. We got a question for Jerka Martin. Hey Doug, I'm looking for a 20.5 inch top tube that could be used for street and park with a $500 to $700 budget, beginner, intermediate, advanced. I was looking at the Kink Whip, but the scoring is pretty low. Yeah, it's I'm trying to think. I mean, the best bike you can get that comes in a 20.5 inch top tube is going to be the We the People Envy. And the We the People Envy scored very high. let me look how it scored. Compared to the whip, it scored really high. Like it got a 6.5 in street. It got a 6 in park. So there you go. Good in street, good in park. It got a 4 in dirt, but it got a 10 quality. The problem is it's like $1,300. It's a very good bike, but it's very expensive. So with your budget, really the best bike you could go with is probably going to be the Devotion, or the whip. The whip is really solid. The Switch is pretty good too, but not necessarily. Yeah, the Switch is okay for street and park too, because it's got that responsive geometry. But they're not like the big thing with the whip is that all the scores are low, but they're consistent. And what I mean by that is that it's equally as good for park as it is good for street, as it is for dirt. And you can adjust the parts to make it better for one or the other, depending on what you like. And so when I talk about the whip, I'm like, this is good for newer riders who aren't sure what they like first. Like for me right now, I know I'd rather go to the skate park and just have a session there than I would riding street. So I could make that decision when I buy a bike and make it more towards park. Whereas when I was just getting into the sport, I had no idea what I liked. And so the whip is really cool because it's not specific for one or the other. And the quality is fairly good, especially for the price. Whereas some bikes you get really low quality for that same price as the whip. So anyway, here I'm going to send the Envy because it is in stock, but I know it's very, very, very expensive for you. And yeah, otherwise the whip is solid. The Switch is solid. No, the Switch is 20.75. And the Devotion is 21. So ignore that. The whip's probably the best option in that price range for the value. Now there's other options like the Sunday Forecaster, but the quality is not very good and they're charging a lot of money for that. So there you go. Oh, it's raining where Lucas is at. Gregory asked about the camera lens. Gregory, it's a Sony A7C with a 16 millimeter Sigma lens. Cosmo says, you know any frames and forks that can handle 2.5 inch tires? Not really. I have no idea on that because I only ride 2.3. 2.5 seems crazy, but your rim size does matter. So if you're riding an XLT rim that's this wide, your tires are going to be a lot wider versus if you're riding a 2.2 inch rim, that the tires are going to not puff out so much. So you have to kind of consider that. But no, I have no idea. I know We the People makes their frames with bigger tires in mind, but that's about it. That's about it on my knowledge on that. I'm sure there's a lot of options, but look, we got more questions. I said peace out. You guys said psych. Here's some more questions. Sam Gibson. What's up, Sam? Why does that sound so familiar? He says, hi, man. I'm 22 thinking about getting into BMX, but never excelled at skateboarding. Should I go for it? Yeah, I think you should. What do you guys think? You think Sam should get into BMX? For me, I suck at skating. I'm really bad at skating. I can't figure it out. I've landed a pop shove it once and I can ollie, but I suck at skating. Now, I have a friend who can skate, scooter, BMX, like he can do all of that. But for me, the natural talent, I guess, came at BMX and not skating. So for you, maybe it's scootering, maybe it's rollerblading. I don't know, but you're never going to find out unless you try them all. So you should definitely at least try BMX and see what you think about it. And if you love it. Avid Gamer says, yo, I'm finally made alive. This is my riding time. It's getting darker in the UK early, so I made it home in time before Doug ends. What's up, man? We're just about to end, but I'm glad you're here. I am glad you made it in time. Guy Mooney says, if I have a budget of $500 to $700, is it worth buying a good secondhand bike? Yes, if it's actually a good secondhand bike. But right now, what I've noticed is that a lot of people are charging more than they paid for their used bikes, and that's crazy. Don't do that. You know, if somebody's selling a $500 kink whip for $700, it's not worth it. You know, it's definitely not worth it. But yeah. If you find a custom that somebody built up by themselves, they built a real nice custom like Lucas does, and then you can find that for $500 to $700, that's definitely worth it. Okay, cool, guys. So that is it. I want you guys to go out. I want you to have a great weekend, have some fun, get some clips, and we will talk to you next Friday. I probably won't do a live on Sunday because I'm gonna work, and yeah, that's all I got. You guys are awesome. Have a good rest of your day. Shout out to everyone who is hanging out on the live: Lucas, Marvin, Jared, Dirt Racer, Cosmo, everyone who came out. Like, I appreciate you guys. I really do. This is my time to answer your guys' questions and give you whatever you need to get better at BMX. So I'm happy to do that for you. And we will talk next Friday. Stay safe. Don't get hurt. Jared, I hope you find your bike. I'm going to be looking too. And like I said, I'll post those pictures around for you. Okay. So yeah, we got the same Dan's Comp shirt, Cruz. Shouts outs to Dan's Comp. All right, guys. Oh, real quick. Ariel says, is the Mankind Libtad 2021 good? I can't find any reviews. No, not particularly. I think brands like Mankind and Elite you don't necessarily want to buy from because they don't do too much for the BMX community. This is kind of a hot button issue, but that's just my take on it. Like, the price you